wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi. Wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha Bwana kikawe juu ya maisha yako.
Good evening, Jambo Karibu. It is another Saturday on the Legends edition this evening, and I'm Topi Lyambila with the news. Our sign language interpreter will be Byron Abudi. First, the main highlights.
Broad-based is not about the interests of any one of us. It's not about the interest of Baba here or my personal interest. It's about the interest of 45, 50 million Kenyans.
Brotherhood and nationhood. President William Ruto defends his working pact with ODM leader Raila Odinga, saying it's meant to stabilize the country. Aborted elections, or were they? Kenya Editors Guild postpones its annual general meeting and elections over lack of quorum.
Ago wamefika Kenya, wako nyumbani, wamefika salama. And that is very good news for us because we were very worried about our chiefs.
From the jaws of the militia, 5 chiefs abducted by Al-Shabaab and later released, reunited with their families. 17 days and still waiting. Family of the missing Haitian officer still in the dark over his whereabouts. Feels deserted. President William Ruto has defended his unity pact with ODM leader Raila Odinga as the unity of purpose meant to stabilize the country. The president attributed underdevelopment in the country to ethnicity and division, asserting that he was keen on stamping out all forms of discrimination through a broad-based government. He spoke in Siaya during the burial of George Oduor, a long-serving aide of Raila Odinga. Take a look.
In Roriada, Siaya County, mourners gathered to bid farewell to George Oduor, a senior security officer who was a security buffer for the Odinga family, having served the late Jaramogi Odinga and opposition chief Raila Odinga. A man Raila mourned as a trusted ally, who would go to any lengths to provide security and personal aid.
If you say somebody is ready to take a bullet for you, George, I've known few people who can be as committed and dedicated like this young man.
President William Ruto, who was among the mourners, defended his unity pact with Raila, saying the union is devoid of personal interests.
And I will say this without any fear of contradiction, that because of our coming together, because of forging this relationship that has stabilized the country, that has created inclusivity, eliminated the things that divide us, and the negative ethnicity that threatens our country. Today, we can proudly say our economy is stable.
Having been at cross purposes in over 2 election cycles, the head of state attributed stability in his government to the Unity Pact.
I want to stand here today and to say I did not know that the man I stood by and gave my all at a moment in my life, we would eventually become competitors, and that he would eventually come and anchor my leadership.
Your Excellency, kitu moja umefanya pamoja na baba ni kusaidia sisi kulete Wakenya pamoja. Sisi saa hii tuko na chairman ya budget kwa bunge anaitwa Samatandi, tuko na mbadi kwa treasury.
We must appreciate the gains that we have made as a country. And I must thank Baba Raila Amolo Odinga for accepting to work closely with you, Your Excellency, to unite this country.
Alluding to the impeachment of his former deputy, Ruto said divisions, skewed resource allocation and ethnicity were threatening development.
And broad-based is not about the interests of any one of us. It's not about the interest of Baba here or my personal interest. It's about the interest of 50 million Kenyans.
With governors decrying shrinking resources allocated to counties, Raila used the opportunity to read the Riot Act on members of parliament whom he accused of sabotaging devolution. John Jacob Curia, Legends Edition.
The 5 chiefs who were abducted by suspected Al-Shabaab militants in Mandera County and later released have been reunited with their families. The 5, namely Mohammed Adawa, Mohammed Hassan, Abdi Hassan, Mohammed Nur Hashe, and Assistant Chief Ibrahim Gabo, could not hide their joy after they were reunited with their loved ones. The chiefs were in the hands of the militia for the last 60 days. Shared the side of the story as Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen vowed to ensure such incidents never happen again.
Mandera County on Saturday. Families of the 5 chiefs who were abducted by suspected Al-Shabaab militants 2 months ago returned. The 5 could not hide their joy after they were reunited with their loved ones.
Nimerudi usalama kwa Kenya. Nashukuru wazee wangu ambao wameshughulika kurudisha mimi kwa usalama na Kenya. Nimerudi na salama. Mungu amerudisha sisi. Shukrani ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Nimerudi salama, sasa hivi niko kwetu nyumbani. Narudishia shukrani Mwenyezi Mungu kwako.
The 5, namely Mohammed Adawa, Mohammed Hassan, Abdi Hassan, Mohammed Nur Hashe, and Assistant Chief Ibrahim Gabo, safely returned after both levels of government, in collaboration with elders, negotiated for their safe return.
I must thank the government for also allowing our elders to cross and negotiate for the release of those elders. Because kama tungekuwa na ile upuzi ya kusema nobody should talk to Al-Shabaab, pengine our elders would have been in captivity up to today.
The chiefs, who thanked the authorities who ensured their safe return, shared their experience during their 60-day of captivity. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who confirmed their release early this week, said that the safety of chiefs across the country is paramount.
2 hours ago, wamefika Kenya. Wako nyumbani, wamefika salama. And that is very good news for us because we were very worried about our chiefs. And there are chiefs who have lost their lives in public service.
Speaking during the final leg of the Jukwaa la Usalama Security Baraza of the Coastal Edition in Taita Taveta County, Murkomen said that it is important to ensure the chiefs are also trained using firearms to ascertain their safety to curb such incidences from happening again.
Nimesema pia kwamba those chiefs, we will make sure that we take care of their families, those who have been attacked, nyumba zao sichomewe, mali yao iharibiwe kwa sababu ya ama wamewawa in the frontier while dealing with insecurity issues na serve the public. We will take care of them.
The chiefs were abducted in Mandera by Al-Shabaab gunmen while traveling from Wargadud to Elwak town. Abdiaziz Hashim, Legends Edition.
On a somber note, the family of the missing Kenyan police officer was in peacekeeping mission in Haiti is now faulting the government for allegedly deserting them in the hour of need. The family of Benedict Kabiru narrates how life changed since the disappearance of their kin, saying they have lost hope as the relevant authorities seem to isolate them, keeping them in the dark. Timothy Kipnusu has our report.
It is now 17 days since Benedict Kabiru, the officer in a peacekeeping mission in Haiti, allegedly went missing. Anxiety and frustration have continued to grip the family. The family is now faulting authorities for allegedly sidelining them and giving them very scanty information about their kin.
Familia wametushikilia sana, mimi na bibi yake, wamekuwa wakitutembelea mara kwa mara, wakitupea hope na tunaomba pamoja. Lakini sasa kutoka kwa wenye wanapaswa wanipee habari muhimu ya mtoto yangu, hawanipei. Labda upigie huyo mtu simu, umpigie ushide the whole day, ukipiga achukui.
Naomba tu serikali tuambie ukweli, tujue tu ukweli na tujue ukweli vile wanapanga kumtafuta, wasikuwa wanatuficha vitu zingine, vile wanapanga wakiendelea na mipangilio kwa wakitujulisha.
The family further disclosed how they have been reaching various police offices to seek information and guidance, but all in vain.
Siku 17 imepita tangu tulipata ripoti kwamba hapatikani walipofamiwa wakiwa kazini huko Haiti, na tumekuwa tu tukingoja tuelezwe kama yapatikana ama ako hali gani.
Si serikali inakuja kutuambia vitu mingi, tunajulia social media. Wao hajatuambia ini update, wanatuambia simu yake ilizima after 2 hours, ilizimia mahali fulani, tunaendelea kumtafuta. Kinye tu wanatuambia we are just rescuing.
Benedict Kabiru was among the officers who were allegedly ambushed by armed gang during an operation in Haiti last month. Timothy Kipnusu for Legends Edition.
The Kenya Editors Guild election and annual general meeting have been called off for lack of a quorum. The Kenya Editors Guild selection returning officer Sophie Kabiria said the meeting lacked the requisite threshold of 2/3 of the election and annual general meeting to take place as per the KEG constitution. The Executive Council is set to meet and issue a new date for the elections within 30 days.
On Saturday morning, the Kenya Editors Guild members converged at the Daystar University in Nairobi for the body's elections and annual general meeting. But the low turnout of members told the much-awaited AGM for hours, even after members present were tasked with whipping their colleagues to join the meeting both physically and online.
There is usually guidelines for the conduct of an AGM. I am not sure whether they are available, because within those guidelines, there is what we call simple majority at the floor of the AGM. That would have been a critical clause that we could have used for this particular situation.
The required quorum of 2/3 couldn't be realized.
The membership gets to the 2/3 threshold, as stated in the Constitution. And because the 2/3, as of now, are being informed, is yet to be achieved.
And with this, the returning officer Sophie Kabiria had no otherwise but call off both AGM and elections. The Executive Council is set to meet and issue a new date for election within 30 days.
So there is no AGM, so there is no election, so we have a new date for elections as advised by the next Executive Committee meeting directions.
Veteran journalist Zubeida Kananu and Yvonne Okwara were to square it out for the president's position. Zubeida was seeking re-election. Other contested positions included that of radio category, featuring Topista Nabusoba and Agnes Mwangangi, both from the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Those who secured their positions unopposed are KBC's Millicent Owor from the television department, Linda Batch from print media, and Kenfrey Kiberenge from the online media.
Now, oftentimes, humanity can draw lessons from vulnerability and resilience from the most unexpected quarters. At the heart of Nairobi's Mathare slums, people both young and old who have left their homes for one reason or other and have instead opted to confront everyday challenges that the streets present, today offered hope and even dignity as they mark the International Day for Street Children. They instead let their names stand for the strength in the face of adversity and dreams only differed by their current circumstances. KBC's Ben Chumba has our report today.
At Kiboro Primary School in Mathare, the gates are open not for enrolled learners, but for those who never had the chance to learn. It's the International Day for Street Children, and for the first time in this part of Nairobi, street families are not being chased away, but welcomed and recognized. They arrive with children on their backs and stories in their eyes. Many haven't been called by their names in weeks, but here, names are asked, hands are shaken, and everyone is welcome.
Nakula mchere na chapo na mboga na feel vizuri kwanza nilikuwa njaa mbaya. Juu nimekula na nimeshiba. Sasa zile zingine naenda kuomba. Juu hata watoto wetu wameshiba. Kama wangu saa hii akona miezi 3 anyonyagi na nimekapea kameshiba akamelala.
Esther Njeri, a mother of 6, has lived on the streets for over 25 years.
Kama nikiwa Esther, kuna watoto 6 na mmoja wangu alibiwa kwa street akiwa na miaka 3. Mpaka sasa sijamuona.
Njeri is one of the hundreds who have found a family and acceptance and now recognition in a schoolyard.
Kupigapigwa na mapolisi, kudharauriwa kwa sababu umelala unaamshwa na kiboko. Badala wakibizana na waizi wenye wanaiba kwa barabara wanakuja kwetu masafara. So tunaumia. Hata juzi bado nilikuwa nimeumia mgongo. Kwa nimepigwa rush na polisi kana nimelala.
Organized by community groups and NGOs, today's events offered more than just food. It offered a listening ear.
We have listened unto them and we have heard them. They are so happy because we could provide that leaning shoulder to them and they were able to have a conversation with us.
An estimated 50,000 people live on Kenyan streets. Of these, 70% are under 25 years old. Many were born on the street or abandoned there.
Poverty is what has made us have this kind of an escalation of the street families in the streets. So one, we need a concerted effort between us, the governments and everybody who is responsible.
Our government has a budget allocation of 500 million every year, of which we don't know what happens with the allocation.
Kenya's street population is largely invisible in policy, yet deeply present in our cities. For this group, the goal is not handouts, it's dignity. And for them, dignity will begin with visibility.
There are girls who actually don't have the sanitary towels. So it is a call to action for the government and for any other person, wherever he is, that we can be able to come together and join our hands together in support to them.
For one powerful afternoon in Mathare, the streets were not a place of struggle, but of communion and companion.
Si rahisi mtu akupea kazi. Mimi niko na ID. Nimejaribu kutafuta kazi lakini sijaipata.
They can be able to have all the legal documents so that even they can be able to access jobs, so that they can be able to access healthy facilities and learning institutions and other assistance somewhere else.
This may be just one day, but for those who live on the streets, even one day of dignity can echo a lifetime. Ben Chumba, Legends Edition.
We now take a short break. You are watching the Legends Edition.
Inuka na Loto Moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. Stima yako iko ndani na kama ni development rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na Loto Moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na Loto Moto!
Hizi vitu saa zingine zinakaa ni kama nasikia kujikuna, nikijikuna inafura ndani, saa zingine inatoa jipu, inalipuka, inatoa uzaa.
Hii nimeona ziko kila mahali.
Hizi basi zinaanza juu kwenye shingo, kifuani, hapa kwenye mwili, gongoni, mikononi, hapa kwenye nini, kwenye siri.
Mpaka siri ziko. Kilo zimekoa all over. Na zinakusumbua pia.
Zinauma.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, lack of data, low number of neurologists, stigma, and misinformation remain the main hindrances to the country's quest to manage the Parkinson's disease burden. With the disease affecting millions of people worldwide, anti-Parkinson's disease crusaders in the country met in Nairobi on Saturday to push for the improvement of the lives of the patients living with the condition through research, advocacy, and support. Joseph Wahungu attended Parkinson's disease awareness program and filed the following report for you.
Despite the government's reassurance that it is implementing a raft of measures, including reforms meant to better provision of healthcare services in the country, stakeholders are raising concerns about what they say is the surge in the cases of Parkinson's disease in the country.
I find people are still in denial. You have to accept it. You have to go for exercises. You have to have your medicine.
Yeah, there's a lot of, as you say, stigma around Parkinson's, just because people don't understand it. So they think there's a curse, they think it's witchcraft.
I think we can say that Parkinson's disease is common in Kenya, it's common across the world, and is increasing in prevalence.
According to Dr. Natasha Fothagil, a Parkinson's disease researcher, the condition remains largely unknown despite the danger it poses to millions of people worldwide.
That is because the number of neurologists in Kenya is very limited. There is about 20 neurologists, limited to Nairobi, Kisumu, and Mombasa. So all of the Kenyans living in rural Kenya do not have access to a neurologist, or it's very expensive for them to travel.
In a bid to bridge the existing gap, the Parkinson Support Group of Kenya held a series of events in Nairobi on Saturday to raise awareness about Parkinson's disease.
Anybody is welcome, but they have to be identified that they have the Parkinson condition.
For the people with Parkinson's disease, we have some of them that are already admitted in our facility, and they receive their inpatient care.
Everyone coming through this table, there will be a possibility of having their eyes tested for free, and we'll be also giving glasses.
Although the exact cause of the disease remains unknown, both genetic and environmental factors are believed to play a role.
Parkinson's disease does not discriminate. It affects people across the world, urban, rural, men, women, people older than 60, younger than 60. Some of the environmental causes might mean that certain people are more likely to get Parkinson's disease. So pesticides are thought to be a very strong contributor to Parkinson's disease developing.
Joseph Ohungu for Legends Edition.
Now, the judiciary has been urged to conclude the GMO cases to allow biotech growth in the country. Registrar in charge of research at the Kenyatta University, Richard Oduor, says numerous cases are denying students studying biotech employment opportunities, reducing innovations in agriculture production in the country. Let's take a listen.
Of Appeal issued orders suspending the government's move to allow the importation and cultivation of genetically modified organisms until the matter is heard and determined. However, scientists say delaying of biotechnology any further will see thousands of university students miss out on employment opportunities.
We see the future of biotechnology escalating from what it's currently viewed at to higher heights. We are seeing new innovations that are coming into play with the 21st century, and with this we also want to encourage the young people who are actually in this field to start appreciating the emerging trends and adopt that. Of particular interest today is the award for the young students who are in biotechnology and related field.
Biotech is earmarked to increase food production through new innovations.
This is one of the sectors that is key to food security for Kenya. As you are aware that agricultural progress will depend on manpower as well, human resources, training at university level, and hopefully even before university.
These many mouths that require food require more food on the table. This food, you cannot produce it using the traditional methods of production. We must use improved methods which you must borrow and marry from biotechnology.
The government has been encouraged to increase funding to biotech courses to admit more students at universities and incorporate more youths into the biotech field for sustainable production.
Youths are the better channel to go and maybe talk to their families. We want to address misconceptions, and we can do this by talking to them.
If at all we can focus on the benefits that biotechnology can grant us as a country, not only just as a country but also as a continent, it can be so beneficial.
They were speaking during the Kenya University Biotech Consortium Award ceremony, where best biotech students were recognized and awarded.
As a key step towards silencing guns and restoring peace and unity in the northeastern region of the country, various government and non-governmental organizations are initiating programs to achieve lasting peace. One such organization, Womankind Kenya organization, that is spearheading a cross-border program aimed at enhancing peaceful coexistence by locals in the border areas of Kenya and Somalia. And as John Kahiro now reports, the program dubbed Dennis Wanag is gradually bearing fruit by fostering dialogue and collaboration in the region. Let's take a listen.
Hulugo town in Garissa County. Once a volatile border town is gradually blooming thanks to various cross-border government and non-government organizations' initiatives. One such is the Deris Wanag, loosely translated as good neighborliness, that is being spearheaded by the Womankind Kenya organization. The program, which has been in operation for 1 year, is slowly bringing together communities from Holugo in Kenya and Kolbio in Somalia to forge peace, dialogue and collaboration.
Previously, there was cross-border tensions among the communities who are living the borderlines, either by resource-based conflict, political conflict, economical conflict, or the VE, that is violent extremism. For this project, we managed to reduce those tensions, where we managed to bring together the cross-border communities and also the government authorities along the borderlines.
Osman Yahe, the flag bearer of the initiative, says the program aims to primarily bridge the trust gap between the security personnel and the community members.
Specifically, we managed to strengthen that relationship between security and community. As you know, previously there was a mistrust and also a lack of interaction or information sharing among the communities and security operators along the border.
We have exchanged a contact. The OCS has the community has the contact of the OCS. Also, in time anything happen, we share the informations. We give them the informations. They also share the informations with the community.
Through the inclusion of women and youth in the peacekeeping mission, the Deri Sonag program is also empowering the once excluded section of the society by giving them a voice in the decision-making table.
Youth wanajua they have their responsibility in the side of security, and wazee pia wanajua, wamama pia wenye walikuwa wanafikiria kazi yao ni ya jikoni pekee, sasa wanajua they have their responsibility, pia wako na responsibility yao in the side of security.
Swanag, we managed to include more women and youth in the Swanag activities. Previously, youth and women have been excluded for peace projects, and currently they are very much involved in the cross-border programs, specifically the peace project that we have implemented there.
Good neighborliness has also been welcomed by the local administration, who termed the program as a major boost in their local conflict resolution efforts.
50% of the community members who are participating in the Swanag are being capacity built now. They are well trained, well capacity built, and they are well versed the meaning of the Swanag and the importance of the Swanag.
As the socio-economic status of the border communities gradually take shape, the locals believe such initiatives will help in forging social cohesion and revive the cross-border economic ties in a region once haunted by violence.
Wasichana walikuwa wanaozwa haraka, like wanaoleka haraka. Early marriages, they were there before. Rape cases zilikuwa mingi kitambo. Saizi, all their rights, they are being protected. Because of this program and stuff, everyone now is educated. They know how to protect their rights.
John Kahiro for Legends Edition.
Kupitia star 570 hash, tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio. Enjoy a beautiful, clean, semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel-efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business. Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. And for only 35 shillings, hii gari inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa, because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile nitakuwa naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
I wouldn't wish you for my worst enemy.
Please delete that audio from your phone, from Jabali's phone. Pia kutoka simu mzao yake, please.
See it for yourself. Ulisema unajua about our past. How much of our past do you know?
Mkutano mshafanya na mkamalo.
Mama Jabali ashafika, niwe hata tunangoja ufike tuanze.
Anakupigia simu kwani simu yangu imezima.
Tutamtegea.
Jamaa alizima simu na akapotea, hivyo zile aliendaje? Kwani nili
hata uwezi tafuta watu hata wakuja kufanya
Mimi na mama Chene tunashiriki kwa kanisa moja.
Ukaamua mletee maua.
Hapana, hii ni dadake.
Welcome back to the Legends Edition. Now, Saccos have been hailed as vehicles for development due to their impact on members, especially in the low-income bracket. Members have, however, been urged to exercise due diligence before joining Saccos to avoid falling prey to dubious activities. Let's take a listen.
On Saturday, Hazina Sacco conducted a sensitization forum and registration drive among the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation staff. During the forum, the public was urged to join Saccos to enjoy benefit packages, including access to loans.
Several of you are our private members. A few are not yet, because we also allow for private members. You can belong to where you belong, but also be our member. You can apply a loan with us na tunakupatia.
Saccos have made a great contribution in the lives of very many people in this country, and especially those who are of a lower income groups.
However, those seeking to join Saccos were urged to do their research to ensure that the Saccos are registered by the government and the leadership is concrete.
Look out for the quality of leaders in terms of board and management that a Sacco has. And their principles, what are they standing out for? What are they known for? Are they for their own good, or are they for the prosperity of their members? And word always is out there in terms of the Saccos that are doing it right for their members.
Saccos were also urged to be flexible to respond to the ever-changing operational environment.
It will be prudent and good that every Sacco as an entity revisits their bylaws and their operational rules, align themselves with the realities of today's business environment.
During the forum, a reasonable number of members of a rival Sacco joined Hazina Sacco, citing frustrations and lack of transparency from their former financial entity.
Watu wana declare ma dividends percentage. Nyinyi yenu ni kama mtoto wako mwenye alipata hii, watu wanasherekea huko, lakini wewe mtoto wako mmenyamaza kwa nyumba. Some of us, me personally, I feel I'm not able to continue staying in that house. And for that matter, we are shopping for the best that can serve our interests.
Nancy Okwari, Legends Edition.
The Thika water service provider is grappling with huge maintenance costs as a result of silting caused by heavy soil erosion. According to the Thika Water and Sewage Company, Thiwasco Managing Director Moses Kinya, whenever it rains, muddy soil deposits end up in the water collection points, posing a major financial challenge in treatment.
To get this situation, Thiwasco has embarked on an aggressive reforestation program targeting to plant 10,000 trees annually in various areas, which the Managing Director Moses Kinya noted will help reduce the silting problem.
Deforestation ndio inaleta mmonyoko wa udongo na inaleta uchafu hata kwa mito yetu, na hiyo basi inatugharimu bei ya juu kuhakikisha kwamba tumesafisha yale maji, lakini tukipanda miti basi mmonyoko wa udongo utakuwa umepungua, na basi hata ile fedha ya kutengeneza maji itapungua.
Meanwhile, at least 50,000 homes in Laikipia County have benefited from a water harvesting program, courtesy of Laikipia County government. The program, which will see the distribution of water harvesting tanks to locals and the drilling of boreholes, will offer relief to the residents who for a long time have grappled with water scarcity.
Hii ni kitu ya muhimu sana kwa sababu itaenda kusaidia akina mama ya kwamba wakati wamevuna hiyo maji wanaweza kuanzisha kitchen garden, watapunguza hata magonjwa yale yanatokana na mambo ya maji, ya utumiaji wa maji. Tena ule mwendo wa akina mama wanatembea kwenda kuchota maji, hata hiyo tutaipunguza.
And Nisolo County Governor Abdi Ibrahim Goyo and the County Commissioner Geoffrey Omondi have raised concerns over increased cases of land cartels who are allegedly acquiring title deeds from Nairobi offices and obtaining court orders to displace genuine landowners in Isiolo.
Tumesema Bulabesa tutahakikisha kila moja ako na title deed. Si ndio? So hii wale watachukua allotment letter leo na wale wamebakia wote tutahakikisha allotment letter zimefanya nini? Tuko pamoja? Mimi naheshimu security apparatus ya Isiolo County sana bwana county commissioner kwa ile kazi mzuri wanafanya. Lakini nataka kupatia onyo wale watu ambao wanatengeneza hatigushi huko Nairobi,
watu ambao wako na fake documents. Kuna watu hapa ambao wako na documents wanafukuza watu katika mashamba zao. Na sisi wale cartels tumeamua cartels tutawafukuza katika Isiolo.
And a section of UDA allied lawmakers have accused opposition allied MPs from Western region of politicizing the privatization of Nzoia Sugar Factory. Opposition MPs faulted the privatization, calling upon the government to instead establish more factories in the region.
Maneno ya Nzoia kuuza hajaanza mwaka ambayo umepita. Kwa hivyo wale ambao wanashinda wakitupatia lecture vile Nzoia inaenda kuuzwa, vile Bandebe iliuzwa, expert wa hiyo maneno ya kunegotiate na kuuza kuanzia kwa Bandebe mpaka kwa Nzoia, huyo waziri huyo jina mara ambaye ameingia hapo zamani.
Akisema anaenda kuuza mashini yenu ya Nzoia. That was never part of the deal. Sema ahadi ni nini? Na dawa ya deni ni kufanya nini? Mulipe deni ya watu wa Nzoia, mulete mashini mpya, mulipe wafanyikazi, mulipe wakulima. Na msituambie hamuna pesa bwana.
Tunataka kama Nzoia inakuwa list ilisiwe machine. Hata wakitaka kuuza factory wauze, lakini wasikuuze shamba. Shamba irudi kwa county government, and county government should consider local investors.
I confirm the graduates.
Finally, more than 800 youths and entrepreneurs from Lari constituency have graduated with technical skills in various areas which are highly marketable locally and internationally. Speaking during the graduation ceremony, Lari Member of Parliament Mburu Kihangara said the graduates will be beneficiaries of low-interest loans as startups, which will enable them fill the skills gap in the market in both government and in the private sector.
Tumeweza kushikana na mashirika mbalimbali, hasa tuko na Kenya Commercial Bank ambao wanakuja ndio tukimaliza kuwasomesha wanapatia equipment kuanzisha kazi. Tuko na KIA inaweza kuwapatia pia mkopo. Itakuja kuwafundisha tarehe 25. Baada ya kufundishwa ni baadaye wataweza kushikana katika vikundi waweze kupewa mkopo at 10% ambao iko chini kabisa, na karibu wote watakuwa sio kuajiriwa, watakuwa waajiri, maana wakipata pesa pale wataweza kuanzisha kazi zao tu.
Jet A1, cheza avieta bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Avieta bila data, avieta bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Hii love ni ya ukweli, si ya kucheza chaza. Kwa Eastland Nairobi, tuko na style ya maharaga.
We've been to Northern Kenya like 4 times. So the very first Northern Kenya was the best.
So we also look for other things that still puts us together every time. Like now we work out together a lot. Why did you leave the toilet seat up? I'm like, just close it.
Imagine we are all going to work in the morning. Alafu now he's in the kitchen preparing his own egg. Sausage yake, beef bone yake, mkate yake.
Mara sometimes najisavia na kaa chini. Mimi sijikao uko njaa.
Why are you not asking? Don't assume that I'm not eating.
Sasa mwenye napatana naye manze anazitwanga sheng. Hey.
The ghetto was not so much deep. I've never been in like kujua ghetto sana.
I love where we are at in life. And you're the mother of my kids.
I'll always be by your side, no matter what. You know that. I got your back. Hakuna kitu tutaweza.
We now move over to the sports segment where we lead with the Kenya Cup story, rugby. Kabras RFC have been crowned champions of the Kenya Cup for the 4th consecutive time after narrowly beating Menengai Oilers 27-26 in the final played at the Kakamega Showground. It was the 41st straight win for the Kabras in the Kenya Cup. 2 tries in the first half and another in the second were enough to hand Kabras the title, as Oilers only managed to score 2 tries in the second half. Head coach Carlos Katwa opted for consistency in his selection, retaining most of the players that started in the semi-finals. The only change was the start of William Mwangi, who replaced Gabriel Adero. It is the 5th Kenya Cup title for the Sugarmen at Kabras. Some of the action.
It was coming, it was always coming. The pressure was a lot, the pressure was too much.
Still on rugby news, the national women's rugby sevens team Lionesses defeated Thailand 27-19 to finish third in the 3rd round of the World Rugby HSBC Sevens Challenger at the Henryk Reymans Municipal Stadium in Krakow, Poland. The team, coached by Dennis Mwanja, was relegated to the 3rd place playoff after a 22-10 loss to South Africa in the semi-finals. South Africa went on to win the tournament, beating Argentina 21-12 in the final. The Lionesses have already secured a spot in the World Rugby Sevens Challenger Series. Playoffs are set for Los Angeles, USA, by finishing among the top 6 teams in Krakow. In Los Angeles, scheduled for the 3rd and the 4th of May, the 6 teams will face the bottom 4 teams from the World Rugby Sevens Series in a bid to earn promotion to next season's HSBC Sevens Series. Now, Commonwealth 100-meter champion Ferdinand Omanyala will lead Team Kenya for the 7th World Athletics Relays in Guangzhou, China, between the 10th and the 11th of next month. Athletics Kenya named a team of 21 athletes for the championships today, following the conclusion of the one-day national trials at the Nyayo National Stadium. Let's take a look and listen.
Omanyala will lead the 4x100 meters men's team, which also consists of his younger brother Isaac Omurwa, Meshak Babu, Marco Tieno, Stephen Onyango, and Moses Wasike.
Race imekuwa poa, sio mbaya though sija achieve time yenye nilikuwa nataka, but race imekuwa poa.
800 meters world champion Mary Moraa is in the 4x100 meters women's team alongside KDF's Masia Dongo, who won the 400 meters with the fastest time of 51.64 seconds, Esther Bangari, Masi Chebet, Lanolail Awino, Vanis Kerubo, Gladys Mumbe, and Helen Siombua.
Challenge ya kwanza venye niliingia kwa semifinali si kukimbia vizuri, lakini ingawa kulikuwa na mvua na baridi, nikaomba Mwenyezi Mungu finali anipe nguvu niweze kukimbia mzuri, na ukweli Mwenyezi Mungu amenisaidia, nimeweza kukimbia vizuri.
2024 Africa Military Games champion Boniface Moresa will lead the 4x100 men's team and will be joined by today's winner Kevin Kipkoril, Brian Tinega, Alan Kipiego, Kevin Kiprotich, David Sanaek, and Weissman Were. Team Kenya will report to the residential training camp next Tuesday ahead of the championship, which will also be used as a qualifier for the World Athletics Championships set for Tokyo, Japan in September this year.
And now from Southern Africa, Commonwealth champion Ferdinand Omanyala finished second in the 100 meters race at the FNB Botswana Golden Grand Prix held at the National Stadium in Gaborone, Botswana. Omanyala, who holds the African 100-meter record, clocked 10 seconds, just 0.10 seconds behind South Africa's Akani Simbine, who won the race in 9.90 seconds. Another South African, Raisishwe Mulenga, came in third, finishing ahead of Kenya's Marco Tieno. In the 400 meters hurdles, Weissman Were also secured a second place in a photo finish, clocking 49.07 seconds, just 0.01 seconds behind South Africa's Njabulo Mbatha, who won the race Botswana's Victor Ntweng came in third with a time of 49.20 seconds. Kenyan athletes missed out on several positions. But this is some of the action. Meru sensation and junior swimmer Adila Mwende, alongside Andrew Ogola and Mercy Koimburi, took an overnight lead in their respective categories at the Nairobi County Swimming Association Inter-Clubs Championships held today at the Kyoto School, Nairobi. The two-day event has attracted over 300 junior swimmers from across the region. Let's take a look.
In the boys 12 to 13 years 50 meters backstroke, Andrew Ogola impressed with a winning time of 32.81 seconds, finishing ahead of Yonathan Engine and Arthur Muhiri, who took the second and third places respectively.
I've done 4 events. That's actually no 3. The 200 IM and the 100 breast and the 400 freestyle. So far I'm finding Kenya very nice. The food is nice, the people are nice. The pool is very nice actually.
Swimming, I love it. It brings everyone together. I think that it brings a lot of people from all different types of backgrounds, communities, cultures and beliefs. And it just all unites us in this passion and love that we have for sport.
Mercy Koimburi was unbeatable in the ladies 35 and over category, clocking 57.93 seconds.
Today the meet has not been so well because I had another meet yesterday, so I'm still tired and chunky, but yeah, it's okay. I still got it.
She was followed by Irene Boro in the second place and Golda Aurora in the third.
When I finish school, my father always pick me up to go swimming. When I finish swimming, I go home and do my homework.
Meanwhile, Adia Mwende dominated the 7 years and under category, showcasing her determination to clinch the overall title.
My performance was good. I love it. I want to continue doing more. Great. So I'll continue practicing every day.
Facilities have to be available. If I told you are going to take, leave alone taking to the Olympics, Kenya is capable of hosting zonal meets and international meets. Very capable. I'm daring the government, Ministry of Sports, provide those 2 facilities, Kasarani and Nyayo. We will host international meets in Kenya, in Nairobi.
The championship concludes tomorrow at the same venue.
And now for some money. Livingstone Ouma, a businessman from Gikomba, Kakamega, is celebrating a life-changing 14.9 million shillings win after correctly predicting all the 13 matches in last week's SportPesa Mega Jackpot Pro. From growing up in an orphanage to securing millions, Ouma's story is a powerful reminder of how dreams can become reality. He plans to give back by supporting the orphanage and the family that helped raise him. Meanwhile, Nelson from Kitengela came close to the full 410 million shilling jackpot, missing just 1 match. He walked home away with a hefty 8 million shillings bonus after correctly predicting 16 out of 17 games. Nelson intends to expand his business and is involving his wife in planning their future. Take a look.
Hii weekend nikaweka, kwa sababu nimeweka kila weekend, nikaweka tena jackpot hii ya 13 Pro ya 14 million. Sasa nikaangalia messages, nilishtuka message ambayo nilikutana nayo ya congratulations, you have won the mega jackpot 13 out of 13, prize 14 million.
Niliweza kupredict 16 games out of 17, so nilihata na game moja. Bonus ile nilipata ni kitu nashukuru na nafurahi because sikuwa natarajia.
Now, congratulations to the winners. Of course, it's always handy to get some money while playing. Now, St. John's Junior School and Olympic Junior School from Nairobi region were crowned the 2025 M-Pesa Junior NBA National Champions after winning their respective finals played at the Aga Khan Academy in Mombasa. St. John's defeated Aga Khan in the boys' final, while Olympic Junior beat Shelter Academy in the girls' final. Let's take a look and listen.
Kariobangi-based St. John's Juniors beat hosts Aga Khan Academy 30-23 to clinch the boys' national title during the 2025 M-Pesa Junior NBA National Finals played in Mombasa. St. John's booked their ticket to the finals with a convincing 42-20 semi-final win over Nyanza's Siaya Central Juniors, while their opponents Aga Khan Academy saw off St. Joseph's RC from Western 66-53.
Game ilikuwa tough, ilikuwa against Western. Yo game tulikuwa undersized, but in terms of IQ tuko juu.
I'm grateful kwa MVP na pia naambia M-Pesa asanti. Timu yangu tulifocus. Aim yetu ilikuwa kupiga Nyanza, but kuna timu ilitulemea, but aim yetu ilikuwa Nyanza.
We continue putting in the work. We don't know what the future holds, but we keep hope alive. Probably we'll be back again to win more championships.
Olympic Junior School were crowned the girls' champions after they lit up the court with a powerful display to edge Nyanza's Shelter Academy 19-15 in a tightly contested final. Olympic had dispatched Nyamachari Junior in a one-sided semi-final as Shelter Academy booked their spot in the final by ousting Western's Lugulu Junior School. Lugulu won the girls' bronze medal as St. Joseph's completed the boys' podium with a 41-25 win over Siaya Central. Moses Ochieng of St. John's Junior School and Brenda Akinyi of Olympic Junior School were named the best players, while Brian Busaka of St. John's and Ezra Alenga of Olympic Junior were named the best coaches.
A lot of exciting talent has been identified by Junior NBA and the ministry, and hopefully this then can also be carried forward. And this is what makes us as M-Pesa really happy, because it means then we are delivering on our promise to transform lives as we also educate these young boys and girls into their financial freedom as they grow.
We started off with an objective of running 4 regional tournaments. We thought we would have about 1,600 young people, under 16 players. We had over 2,000. We wanted to reach over 10,000 with the program. We reached 15,000 with the road show. We reached 2,000 players and then thousands and thousands of fans. So well over 20,000 young people reached over the course of the program. So it's been a huge success.
This year's M-Pesa Junior NBA tournament reached over 10,000 boys and girls across Kenya through competitive games, NBA fit clinics and life skill workshops, including financial literacy sessions by M-Pesa Go.
Now on Continental soccer, with 3 months to go to the postponed African Nations Championship, CHAN, members of the National Assembly Committee on Sports toured various sports facilities as Kenya gets ready to host the Continental home-based players tournament, together with Uganda and Tanzania. Members of the committee visited the Kipchoge Keino Stadium, Buhungu Stadium, Malinya Stadium, and Masinde Muliro Stadiums. Let's take a listen.
Sasa hii tuko na contract mpya ya kumalizia stadium, na sisi kama watu wa Western Region, sisi ndio tunacheza mpira. Kwa hivyo hii ni furaha kwetu. Hii stadium ikiisha, ndio tuendelee na hizi talanta zetu zenye tuko nazo kama watu wa Western. Na hii stadium ikiisha, itasaidia kaunti zingine zenye ziko hapa karibu.
So far, this is our tour to look at all the pitches that are being constructed. Kufikia sasa, we can say we are almost at 50%. And particularly, I can assure you that given that the funds are now available, the contractor will not stop at any point, and therefore the work will be completed at that time.
On the international scene, Manchester City came from 2 Although it's been done with that routing by Man City, we bring it a wrap, not only the sports segment, but also to the news bulletin. And thanking everyone who was with us today, all the technical people up in studios, the directors, and those who made this transmission possible. I say thank you. And remember that you stay with KBC Channel 1 for the best, not only in sports, but also on the news throughout the week. I hope to meet up next weekend. Majaliwa yake Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwaheri and good night.
Town Express! Twende bwana, town! Watu ya town, twende. Kalia hapo nyuma, kalia. Bado haijajaa, dereva watu wengine 7.
Kwani wazako si ungekulia kwenu? Hizo umetoka wapi? Mimi sitaki mahindi leo.
Wewe unanichia mkate.
Siagushi mkate fubi.
Wewe ongea bora usikuze mkate yangu.
Usishike hivi. Nataka kukulia huko mbali na mimi. Sisi nakulamiwa ni wewe.
Donda, gari imejaa na bado unasema watu waingie. Tuambie dereva hapo apunguze wimbo. Niongee na sana hapa.
Hakuna volume inapunguzwa hapa. Kama unataka kuendesha gari yako, enda dial *570# option ya 3. Watu wanaendesha magari hapa nje na wewe bado unapiga nyenyenye kwa matatu.
Option 3,
unalipa ama unasuka?
Comfort yako iko kwa *570# option 3. Master Genio moja safi, reliable, modern safety and security features. Cheza mara kadhaa ujaze entry ticket Sacco kwenye draw ili uimarishe uwezo wa kushinda. Mshindi tunamtangaza 27th of April na gari tutakufikishia.
Umeenda unaenda ama wewe?
Mimi sindi na Madrid, nishainuka na *570#.
Inuka na Genio kwa *570# option 3.
Asante.
In the name of Jesus Christ.